I'm not sure how many of you guys know this, but more than 90 drownings happen every year here in Arizona. This is a statistic that's been pretty close to my heart because for the past 3 summers, I've been a lifeguard at Pecos Pool in Phoenix. So Pecos Pool is actually a pretty fun and inexpensive way to spend your summer days, and it's actually been, since most of you guys have actually been to busy water parks, you guys probably can understand just how busy and hectic it can get on the weekends. However, today I would like to share with you all a time when I had the special opportunity to save a little girl's life. Starting with the moment that she started to struggle to swim in the water, next when she got too deep in the water and I had to make the rescue, and then finally to the point where she was rescued and she was reunited with her mother. So let's start from the beginning where all the action went down. Since it was my first summer lifeguarding, I felt an extra amount of just anxiety and kind of nervousness because in my head I knew how to actually do a rescue, but I wasn't actually sure if I would be able to perform under the pressure of just real life. So this day in particular, I started to notice this girl who was just clinging onto the back of her sister, and she just looked really kind of nervous around the water and just unsure. So in my head, I just knew that I should keep an eye on her throughout the day, and I'm actually glad that I did because I started noticing her kind of inching her way deeper and deeper into the water. And at Pecos, we actually have what we call like a drop-off point, which is where the depth of the water goes from about 3 feet to 4.5, which can actually make a huge difference when you're already struggling to stand in the water. So at this point, I noticed that her head went completely underwater, and so this was the moment that I was terrified to face all summer, but I knew that I was gonna have to do something. And so the little girl was just staring up at me, and she started flailing her arms and motioning for help. And so I was always kind of unsure if I would be able to recognize a drowning victim, but I knew at this point this was for sure it. So I blew my whistle 3 times, and then I jumped in the water, and I grabbed her and put her on my rescue tube and dragged her out to the side of the water. And the rest of my lifeguarding staff was able to pull her out and then check her vitals just to make sure she was okay, which she was because she was already like conscious. She was just really shaken up. And so after I finally faced my anxiety and made the important decision to actually get in the water and make the rescue, my adrenaline finally subsided, and everyone was asked to just get out of the water, and my manager was able to come by and ask the girl a couple questions as to what happened. And it was at this point that the girl's mother finally realized that it was her own daughter who it happened to. So she came running up, and she and her mom were able to hug it out and talk about what happened. And funny enough, right after the girl thanked me, she got right back into the water and started swimming again. So my first rescue taught me a lot of lessons. Looking back, I'm just grateful that I was able to make a split decision about getting into the water and being able to notice the girl. And I'm actually really even happier that she was able to not hold on to this negative situation, and she was able to just get right back in and have a good time with the rest of her family. So I hope that this story will kind of ease a couple of your guys' fears about getting into the water and swimming, because at the end of the day, it should be a happy and fun experience. Thank you.